My great people of Biafra, ụmụ Chineke, Onasanachi, Ibuanachi, gonye na-enene ihe onyonyo a esanachi n'ụbọchị nke taa. Ya gaziere gị egbebere ugbebere nke si ibe ya ebe na nkwakwazina ya kama ya nwụọ. Ebe ọbụla isi na-enene ihe onyonyo a, may God Almighty bless you. Today is a beautiful Saturday, and we thank God Almighty, Chukwu Okike Abiama, who made it possible for us to see today. If you wake up today, say, God, thank you. So before we proceed, like you always do, let us listen to the prayers of our let us listen to the prayer of our indefeatable leader before we introduce the topic. Please, as you are coming in, give this video a like this video, share it to any platform, WhatsApp, Facebook, you belong, share it. If you give it a like, it will notify others to come and join as we listen to these wonderful prayers before we proceed.
Good evening and good night to some of you. This is a very special broadcasting. I'm always going forward. And I will pray in the language of heaven, because Chukwu Okike Abiama is in control of all that we have been doing and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations and the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na nke pụrụ ihe niile Chukwu Okike Abiama ya na-efe na aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị n'ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebere ngozi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro, iwe nye anyị ndụ ala nke dị ndụ were n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọ bụ naanị aka ikere nọ n'ọgbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọkụ gị na-asị gị na nke ọma ma anyị ga-ekele gị nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezi okwu mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị Biafra onye ọma Chineke na ihe ndị kwuru anyị nkwa na omekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye ọma Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mbọ bụ ebe niile dị iche iche onye ọma Chineke nna ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke kwuru m ihe niile, onye ọ bụla anyị a na-azọpụta, onye ọkpụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na ọtụtụ na-eja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi.
Ise. My great wonderful people of Biafra, I welcome you all anywhere you are watching this video. Like we always do, we will introduce the topic, open up the lines for you to call in. Let me welcome people that are present here. Daniel, welcome to this program. Chuk Survivor, you are welcome. Solomon Afuroka, welcome to the program. And I welcome everybody that is watching, even those that are now commenting. So I will introduce the topic of today before I open up the line and bring in the moderator of this program. So if you get notification, please share the program, give it a like. Now, these are the things that we are going to be looking into, and I believe if you have been following the social media, you will notice that day before yesterday, there has been a trending issue. And if you are out there, you are very sure. And what transpired between Bianca Ojukwu and Obiano's wife. The first news came, they said it was Obiano's wife that slapped Bianca. Later again, we heard that it was Bianca that slapped Obiano's wife. Do you know why Bianca did this? Do you know who actually slapped first? If you know, please come in and tell us. Another thing we are going to be looking at is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's prophecy that have come to fulfillment, where he said, serve Nigeria and come back in shame. He warned them. He warned them night have happened to Obiano, remaining the others. These are the things we are going to be discussing here. Yesterday again, after the inauguration, I know that definitely immediately Obiano hands over power, that they are going to grab him, and that was exactly what happened. They waited for him to finish. Immediately he finished, he was trying to run away. He didn't even get home from the Soludo's inauguration. From the inauguration, he and his wife, they want to go to the place they transfer our money. The EFCC grabbed them. Now, Soludo's inauguration speech, I don't know if any of you take time to listen to it. It was a very wonderful speech. Of course, to say something oral is very easy, but difficult to implement. His speech was so wonderful, so understandable, but there is some things he said in that speech that I didn't like. He said that 8 million Biafrans are living in Lagos. How many millions of Biafran are living in the north? Therefore, we should agitate for one Nigeria, that Biafran should stop this agitation and rather fight for one Nigeria. Do you believe this? Another thing we are going to be looking into today is when I saw this, it hurts me. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu filed a case against DSS for their violation of his rights, and especially there is another one he filed that they should come and give statement of his health condition. The court dismisses it. Anything when it comes to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, everything either they postpone it or they dismiss it. So another one is civil disobedience. How far or what impact is this civil disobedience? What role is the civil disobedience playing in the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And is there any other measures that we are supposed to add into it? The last but not the least is the insecurity in Biafra land. I don't know, because what is happening in Biafra is the way if I show you people, the video of people that they are terminating, they are killing every day, you cannot you cannot close your eyes and sleep. So because a lot of people do not see this video, some of us are not seeing this picture. That is why when you talk about insecurity in our land, the line is open now. If there's anyone that wants to call to contribute about all these things that I mentioned, please, you can call in. So a lot of things are happening. If this platform that we are using, they don't permit such pictures, they don't permit such videos. That is why sometimes if there's anyone that is bothering me, I will sit down and make the video. Some of you will say, give me play the video. If I play it here, before I will turn my eyes like this, they will remove it. They don't promote it. They have bought all the social media platforms so that they don't showcase what is happening in Biafra land. There is serious war in Biafra land, especially targeting our youth. Our youth are going down. Yesterday, there was a video somebody sent to me how they shot a Biafran policeman. According to the brother, they said they had been warning him to resign from Nigerian police. He refused until yesterday. He was shocked. He was shot and he died. So I'm bringing in our moderator, like you guys always know him, in the person of Chuk Survivor. So, Chuk Survivor, my brother, you are welcome to the program. How are you doing? How is your side? Can you hear me?
I'm fine. Thank you, my sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you are welcome.
I can hear you.
You have been on the background since, and I believe you heard everything I said. We'll have to start by the incident that took place, the trending incident that stole Soludo's inauguration. So, what do you have to say about the event that took place between Bianca and Willis Obiano's wife? Some people are saying that that slap I've been waiting for 8 years. I don't really know what transpired. I don't know if they really have any issue, but the whole event shocked me. What do you have to say about this?
My sister, what happened was really a disappointment. It's a disappointment. What happened is not something that somebody will be happy about. It is very sad. But in as much as it's sad, I want people to begin to look at it from so many different directions. We have to look at it from so many directions. It's a very sad situation. First of all, if we look at the issue between Bianca and Belle Obiano, it is a very sad one, in the sense that this is what we have been crying about, what we have been talking about. And when Mazen Nandekano is shouting and saying that if you serve the caliphate, you will come home disgraced. That it is. It's playing out every day. We see it play out every day. We see it play out every day. When you look at what happened, you know, so many of us are just focusing on the insult that was given on Bianca. That is true. Bianca was insulted. Bianca was insulted by the wife of Obiano. And the only thing that gave her the courage to insult Bianca, I say it and I say it again, is because she is close to the politicians. She's close to the politicians and
brother,
not standing
please,
openly
my
to
brother,
support
please.
what happened.
My brother, please, I'm going to interrupt you. You just said that Obiano's wife insulted Bianca. I didn't get the picture clear, and I want everybody watching to understand what exactly did Obiano's wife did to Bianca.
Yeah, what happened was that Obiano's wife came to the occasion. Mm-hmm. And she came late to the occasion. This is a testimony from an eyewitness who was there. She came late to the occasion. Not only that she came late to the occasion, after she came, she stood up and she walked towards Bianca, where Bianca was sitting, Bianca Ojukwu. When she got there, she confronted Bianca and she's asking Bianca, why are you here? You did not support us when we were doing our campaign. You did not support ABGA. You thought that we were going to fail. Did you come here now to celebrate our failure or what? Okay. He's asking him, did you come here to celebrate our failure? That why are you here? Why did you have to come? You're not supposed to be here. You didn't support us when we were campaigning. You thought we were going to fail. Now we have won. You come here. What are you doing? You're not supposed to be here. Then Bianca responded to her and told her to get away from her side. And she insisted, up to the extent of touching her hands on Bianca's shoulder. Bianca told her not to touch her anymore. She touched again the second time. Then Bianca slapped her twice.
Okay.
When Bianca slapped her, before people now came and began to push them aside.
Oh, okay.
That was what happened. That was what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you look at what happened, actually, you see, Obiano's wife has no right whatsoever. What will give her that gut in a public, no matter whatever Bianca have done to her? She doesn't have any right to confront Bianca in a meeting, a gathering where the whole Biafran people gathered. She is supposed to know the stance of Bianca and the level of Biafra. And the party that she is defending, the party they are talking about, is a party established by our eternal leader, Dimon Ojukwu. Ojukwu established ABGA. He is the leader of ABGA. He established ABGA. And his wife come to the inauguration of a governor. You begin to confront her. She might have a different opinion during the campaign because of the way people are behaving, because of what they are doing. She refused to support you. Is that the why you have to confront her in a public? Your husband was there. The husband didn't go to confront her. Your ADCs were there. They didn't put any band that says she shouldn't attend. She attended. And you that you claim to be a strong woman now, you went to challenge her. And Bianca herself couldn't be able to hold it. Bianca responded immediately with a slap. But when you begin to look at it, you see this is what you get when you continue to stay in the caliphate, when you continue to stay in this country called Nigeria. The Nigerian contraption, the caliphate, are trying everything possible to destroy our dignity, to destroy everything that we represent, to destroy everything that had to do with Biafra. Today, the caliphate are now making an attack on our hero, on the wife of our hero. It is the caliphate. It is the caliphate that gave that woman the audacity to begin to challenge Bianca. Bianca is in a position that is cannot be voted out. Her position cannot be voted out. It's not a position that will last for it will last forever. Until Bianca lives and dies, she will be there as the wife of Demon and she will celebrate it. That respect will be there for her. But you that you're a first lady lasts only for 8 years. And even on the last day when you are exactly on the last day, the first lady have already expired, and you have the gut to go and challenge the wife of our eternal leader, somebody who the whole Biafrans are protected, somebody who the whole Biafra will fight his battle or her battle, no matter what you had for her. The only thing, although Bianca was saying that she was drunk, Bianca said that when she walked towards her to come and speak, that she was drunk. So she can hear the smell of the drink in her mouth. But the only thing that will give her that courage is because of the caliphate, Janjaweed.
So yana dia wo ya braja.
Attacked our the way they attacked
our Abraja she chigide Anambra State for 4 years. Na ihe ga edukwa egwu. Na let that wow.
That is it. That's the kind of people we have in the power. That's the kind of people we have. And the only thing that gave her that audacity is the caliphate. The same way they destroyed our traditional dress. Before us here, they denied Mazen Nandekano from wearing Itiago. Itiago that is not an AK-47, doesn't have any weapon, just because it's the traditional dress, they say Mazen cannot wear it. Today you have seen their governor and their first lady of the state attacking the wife of our supreme our eternal leader. But I will use this. I will say that Bianca should use this as a wake-up call. Bianca should use this as a wake-up call. Her reaction was not okay. For me, her reaction is bad. Her reaction is bad. No matter whatever, she is not supposed to react in the public, to begin to raise hand, to begin to engage Ebele in a physical fight. No matter what Ebele must have done, Bianca is supposed to control herself. She is the mother of the Igbo land. She is the mother of the Biafrans. She is a mother. No matter what Ebele has done, she has a lot of security around her. Every single Biafran, everybody in that program, they are protecting her. Every single person there will serve her. They are there for her. So why would she engage Ebele in a physical fight? All she was supposed to do is to call the orderly to take her away from her side. Call the orderly and they will take Ebele away from her side. But you see, things got out of hand. She couldn't be able to control herself, and she gave the slap to correct what was wrong immediately. It's not the best solution. Engaging in the physical fight is not the best solution. But at the same time, the only thing that permitted that very trouble is because we are still with the caliphate. It is the caliphate that gave Ebele the audacity to begin to go and challenge Bianca. It is the same caliphate. And it is because Bianca is going close to them. They give her some honor, they give her some appointments, and give her some other things. That is why they will have the audacity to begin to control her. That is why a first lady of a state will begin to challenge her, because she is dialoguing and dining with the government. But how I wish she is standing openly to stand with Biafran people and speak on behalf of Biafra. How I wish. Some people will say that she's walking on the ground, that she cannot do the. Time have gone when we'll be talking. Let us stop talking about each other walking on the ground. Every Biafran person is supposed to be speaking up. You cannot be walking on the ground when the person that is carrying the flag of the wish of your husband, the person that is carrying the flag of the wish of your husband today is in captivity in the hand of the DSS. And I have not seen her make any post about it. I have not seen her make any tangible report about it. The only time I saw her make a comment was one of the interviews. She just said certain things and it wasn't direct. She is supposed to demand. She's supposed to join voice in demanding for the release of Mazen Nandekano. Bianca is supposed to. Her voice is supposed to be loud. to demand for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is pursuing the agenda of her husband. Dimo Ojukwu never stopped the struggle, even while he came back to Nigeria. He decided to try them in the politics, the political solution. He tried it. The political solution didn't work. It was all in the name of political solution that Dimo Ojukwu formed ABGA. He formed ABGA to see if the political solution will work. But at the end of the day, what do you see? Even in the ABGA, he couldn't be able to win anything. They decided to rubbish him. They destroyed everything that Ojukwu fought for. All in the name of it. And you see him, go and check the videos that he had when he came back. Every place he go, there was a place where he was shouting, "Let my people go." He always said, "Let my people go." And Ojukwu cannot be alive today, and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be arrested because of Biafra, and he will be silent. He will not be silent. He will speak. I expect Bianca to correct herself on certain areas. It is no longer time for you to be on the background or be speaking indoor. You have to speak up. It's time for everybody to speak up for the Biafran people. Speak up for the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The only thing that will give a Bele Obiano the audacity to challenge her is because of her closeness to politics. Apart from that, who is Ebele? Who is Ebele Obiano? Who is she? Bianca, even before Bianca became the wife of our eternal leader, Bianca was the most beautiful girl in that country called Nigeria. She won Miss Nigeria. That was the former Miss Nigeria. Who was Ebele Obiano before Obiano married her? So if you check it and weigh it from any angle, there is no place they have a balance. There's no place they have a balance. So she doesn't even have to descend so low to begin to raise hand and begin to have a physical confrontation with Ebele. That is absolutely wrong. But the only thing that permits it is because of the way we are tangling and dancing with the politicians. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say, if you go to politicians, you come back disgraced. You serve the Janjaweed, you dialogue with them. Anything the Janjaweed give you, they will either disgrace you or send you back with a slap. And that is what is actually playing out. It is playing out in all their life. It played out in Obiano. It played out in Omahi. He played every one of them, every single politician. He's playing out in them. Ojus Okalo, he played out in them. Every one of them that have served the caliphate, they are coming back in disgrace. And it will continue to happen until they change their mentality. That is my view on that very incident. I don't want to dwell particularly on what it is. A very broad incident that have to be a wake-up call to every Biafran. We have to wake up and reset our minds. There are certain things we are not looking at, but we have to reset our minds. It is no longer time to speak underground. Come out and speak. Demand for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. Demand for the freedom of Biafra. Only Biafra can give you dignity. Only Biafra can give you respect. This kind of thing that happened cannot happen in Biafra land. If we had a Biafra as a nation, Biafra as a nation, the wife of a governor cannot challenge Bianca Ono, let alone confronting her in the public. That's all I have to say in that very regard, my sister.
My brother, there is something you said about that slap, and I said it in my previous video I posted yesterday. I said that slap, in most cases, you may need that kind of slap. If you are correct, your brain and the mother. Did you know that some people that their brain is not stretched, when you slap them like that, their brain will come back? I could remember a man from our neighboring village. He has been mad for many years. They took him to many churches and many places. It was only Otale, boy. So when the Ghana Abara, like Otaha is no Bianca Maya, so sometimes people need that slap for their brain to be complete. So I got this Biafra, I the work that slapping department, a meme minister of slapping. Then onye merie nga n'office ya kpọọ ya nyegodi ora brain ya correct ya. So we are going to stop that in Bianca, and I believe everybody watching this video, you have known actually what transpired. Even myself, I didn't know what actually transpired. I was basing my argument that Bianca shouldn't have slapped her no matter what she did. But if this is actually what she did, she deserved that slap. That is my own conclusion. So Another one is in the Obiano's Obiano's arrest. Now, do you see or believe in what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said? I don't know. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a prophet. I don't know why people find it difficult to believe him or see through in his preaching. Whatever he said, that is why sometimes if I come across his old broadcast, I will just play it to refresh people's memory. If you are listening to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you will, and you are somebody that believes in truth. It's just like what is happening to Simon Ekpa now. You will know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu stands for the truth, and what he is doing for the poorest of the poor, not for the rich. If it were for the rich, he would just go there, collect his money, and go and be joining others to be turning truth upside down. I know. I believe you understand, or everybody watching me knows that once they collect money, if this thing is white, they'll be telling you it's black. You'll be surprised. You say this is white. The person will tell you, I'm seeing black. This is black. You know that on your. But you see, everything Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said is coming to fulfillment, and yet people do not believe. You see, Obiano said, was it not this Obiano that swear that he's going to kill all the Biafrans? And you seeing the posts and the pictures of the crime he committed against Biafrans in Anambra State. So what do you have to say between connection of his arrest and what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu warned him against? Please, if you are watching us and you want to call and contribute, the line is there. Call and tell us your own opinion. This is an interaction section. Dubem Emmanuel, Dubem, my brother, welcome. How are you doing today?
Thank you, my sister. Thank you very much. On the predicament of Obiano, is something that we saw it coming for a very long time. We've seen it coming. We've seen it coming. You see, it is so bad that the people who call themselves politicians, who call themselves educated people, who call themselves enlightened people, they seem not to know anything. All those people who claim to be politicians representing us, they seem not to know anything, even though they claim to know everything. I say it all the time that the Janjaweed do not have any sophisticated method of dealing with people. They don't have any different plan. It is one system they are using every day. One system and one plan, one strategy is what they are using against people every now and again. But people, out of their foolishness, out of their ignorance, out of wickedness, out of pride and jealousy, decide not to listen to the voice of reason. There is no single person that have served the caliphate that came back in glory. Mainly, all the people from the southern part of Nigeria. To be precise, Biafran land. Everybody who have served the caliphate in Biafran land, none of them came back in glory. None of them. These people can trash you, including even up to Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. Anybody that serves them, they will trash the person. There are so many examples, but you still see people today who claim to know everything. They will still continue to fall into that trap. They fall into that trap. You see this caliphate, they will allow you to commit all the crime you want to commit. They will even sponsor you to commit crime against your people. They will make you to kill your people, and they will use it against you. They will use that same thing against you. They have done it in so many areas. The Fulani Caliphate will never support any Biafran that is genuine. They will never support any Biafran that is genuine, that does not have the blood of innocent in their hand. Any Biafran that they know that is standing up for Biafra and fighting genuinely for the cause of Biafran people, the Caliphate will never ever support that person. They will never ever support that person. They will only use you and dump you. And before they use you, they make sure they bring a lot of criminality around you. Just look at somebody like Hope Uzodinma. Just look at somebody like somebody like Hope Uzodinma, who is a former criminal. Hope Uzodinma, who was on death row in Nigeria, was on death row in Nigeria. They escaped him. An armed robber that is supposed to be executed. They escaped him. He ran to Lagos. From Lagos, he joined politics. From politics, they know his record. And they raised him up to come and destroy Biafra land. And foolishly, he is playing their role, doing their bit, thinking that after killing Biafran people, that now all his sin are wiped away. thinking that all is sin and what the same thing they did with Obiano. The same thing with Ojus Okalu. Which among them served the caliphate like Ojus Okalu? Ojus Okalu grew in the north. He served them. He served all their leaders. Ojus Okalu have all the connections in the north. There is no political leader in the north that Ojus Okalu don't have their contacts. But yet, they took Ojus Okalu, they put him in prison. They forced him to sign an agreement. He signed an agreement with them. And he cannot do anything. Ojus Okalu cannot cough. He cannot do anything when it comes to changing the situation in Southeast. He can never. And this is somebody who has all the connections in the north. He knows all of them. He knows them by their name. He knows all their plan. But they jailed him. And all these governors are still seeing it. They are still seeing it. Look at Dave Umahi. Dave Umahi, who decided to give Ebonyi State to the caliphate. Dave Umahi, to please the caliphate, he come out openly to announce and say Ebonyi State is not Biafra. Dave Umahi gave them land. Dave Umahi on a video. It's not because I'm saying it. On a video, Dave Umahi came and said, upon the fact that I supported the Fulani and yet they are still killing my people. Dave Umahi confessed on a live video. After all the thing he has done for the Fulanis, what happened? They still took Dave Umahi in a Fulani court to remove him from government. Unbelievable. If they tell Dave Umahi that a court in Nigeria would tell him to step down, will he believe it? He will never believe it. Whether they carry out the mission at last or they didn't carry out the mission, whether they remove him finally or they didn't remove him, at least they have flashed that light to him. The Janjaweed have just flashed a light for you. This is what we can do to you. You want to contest for vice president. You want to contest for president. This is what we can do for you. We can destroy you. They just flash him small, flash him. They can leave him to continue his tenure and finish his 8 years, but they just flash him. Look at this Obiano you're talking about. Obiano was the man who superheaded the proscription of IPOB. It was Obiano that superheaded the proscription of IPOB. The day it was announced, it was Obiano. Obiano is not even the federal government. Obiano was the first person to announce it. That today, from today onwards, IPOB have been proscribed. It was Obiano that did that in order to please his Fulani father. Even though Obiano is a governor of Abga that was established by our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu-Ojukwu. Odumegwu-Ojukwu formed Abga to serve the purpose of Biafra, to stand for every Biafran person. But Obiano used that same Abga to proscribe Biafran people. He proscribed every Biafran person. Every Biafran that is watching this video, you and I, Obiano was the person that proscribed us. It was that same Obiano, after proscribing us, he went and invited Python dance. Do you know how many Biafrans that died in Python dance? Thousands of Biafrans died in Python dance. It is that same Python dance that took away 28 able strong men in the home of Mazen Nandikano, killed his dog, the Jack. It was that same Python dance, the trauma in the Python dance was what killed the parents of Asula Mazen Nandikano. It is that same Python dance that sent Mazen Nandikano exile. This is the crime Obiano committed, and he think he can go free. You think Chukwu Okike will be watching you go free. And after doing all this, he think he can please the Fulani. Obiano himself came out and put a price on Biafran people's head. It is on the video. He put a price. He said, if you kill a Biafran person, they will pay 500,000. You kill a cow, they will pay 500,000. Obiano trying to equal the life of a Biafran with that of a cow. In a video, it's not a propaganda. If you kill an Emberian, then you pay 500,000. You kill a cow, they pay 500,000. Instead of fighting and defending his people. These are the crimes this man committed. Why? Because he was stealing money. He was stealing money, and the Janjaweed knew he was stealing, and they remove a blind eye. They remove a blind eye as if they're not seeing him. All the money that to be reserved, he used the whole money. When P2B was a governor, P2B made a reserve. All the money that P2B reserved, he consumed it, destroyed it, used it and drank. He drink it and use it to call party. And the Janjaweed keep there. They turn a blind eye as if they're not seeing him. They pretend as if they don't see him, and he think he's going to be free. You saw what happened when he was contesting election, when he was trying to go for the second tenure. This same Obiano, who is in Abga, instead of him to be campaigning in Biafra land to make Anambarians to support him, he went to beg Buhari. He went to Abuja to beg Buhari. After begging to Buhari, he went to Sokoto. Abga, a party that our eternal leader put, he went to Sokoto to go and beg the Sultan of Sokoto for them to allow him to finish his second tenure. That shows you that he was never elected by the people. The people never chose him. The people never chose him. Abga, that is the party of Anambra people. How can you wake up and begin to beg the caliphate to make you be a governor of Anambra? Look at Wike. Look at Wike with the hit line in River State. Wike with all his madness and stupidity. Wike stood his ground. He stood his ground, and his people supported him. In River State, he didn't go and beg Buhari. They tried everything possible to take away River State from him. He stood his ground, and the people stood with him. That was why they couldn't remove him. But Obiano was begging. Obiano was begging. You saw it on video where he was begging Buhari. You saw it on picture. He went to Sokoto to go and beg. And that was why he gave them free hand. He allowed the Fulani herdsmen to be paraded. When the southern governors came together and said that they do not want to open grazing, he shut his mouth. He didn't talk. He could not support it. When they were talking about tax, he could not talk. He kept quiet because he had a lot of skeleton in his cupboard. And they were watching him. He thought they had forgotten. He thought they had forgotten. And he forgot that Biafran people cannot be removed. We can't be controlled. Biafran people, you can't put us in a basket. We are Republicans. Every Biafran person, we are bold people. We are not slaves. We know that we are kings, princes, and queens. And you can't keep us down. And the Janjaweed know that. The Janjaweed have seen that with all the way that, all the road that he opened for this Obiano has Mieti Allah in his cabinet. Obiano have member of Mieti Allah in his cabinet, and he was bold to speak about it. He came out and announced. He has members of Mieti Allah in his cabinet. Do you have any member of Ohanes and Nibo in Kano State? In Kano State governor's cabinet? Do you have any member of Ohanes and Nibo in Kaduna State government? Or any member of Afenifere? Do you have any traditional decision that is connected to any northern state? But in Anambra State, Obiano came out and told us that he have Mieti Allah in his cabinet. With all those evil he has done, everything he has done, look at what happened today. Before he even stepped down, they have already told him that EFCC is waiting for him. Because they know he has stolen money. They gave him money, he did not deliver. They gave him money to sell our land and to give him, and we stood our ground and said that no inch of Biafra land can be taken and our land cannot be sold. All the money that the Janjaweed gave him, he ate all the money, used the money and drank, and he didn't deliver. Today, the very day he came down, the very day he stepped down, to show you how evil he is. Somebody that stepped down, that same day they did inauguration, the same day he handed over to Seludo, the same day he's going to the airport to travel. The same day, he couldn't even wait to let him, he wants to run away. That same day, Seludo was inaugurated. After the inauguration has finished in the afternoon. That means he has cut his ticket already down. The inauguration finished in the afternoon, the next evening. In the evening, that same day, he is in the airport trying to run away. That is the attitude of a criminal. And they think he can escape. But of course, his Fulani master, they are watching him. They brought him back. And today he's in DSS. Some people say that they released him. They didn't release him. He's still in FCC. EFCC is still holding him. Every single thing that Mazen Nandekanu said, there are things that have happened in the past. You see them happen, and they will continue to happen until you break the contract of God Nigeria. It will continue to happen. Everything I said. If you serve the caliphate, if you serve the Fulani people, you will come home disgraced. It is certain. There is no two ways about it. Serve them, you come home disgraced. Serve them in any capacity. Be friend with them. In any capacity you serve them, you come home to look at their military men. Their military that are fighting Boko Haram. When they are being killed, they don't even bring their corpse home. Nigerian military that are being killed, you wouldn't even see their corpse. They don't bring their corpse home. Go and see the wives and children of the military men that are being killed by Boko Haram. Nobody's taking care of them. Look at their police. They are policemen that get injured in action. Those that are being killed in action. No ceremony for them, no burial, no ceremony, no anything for their family. A country that supports only criminal, they only support criminal. If you are a criminal, they will support you and push you forward, knowing fully well that they're going to use you in time to come. If you are not a criminal, you cannot succeed in Nigeria. You can never succeed. If you are doing something legitimate, they will make sure they frustrate you and make you to go oblivion. Until you if you are a criminal, go to Nigeria. That is where you will prosper. Within a few minutes, you become, before you know, you become a governor. If you're not a governor, you become a minister. But if you're a genuine person, don't bother yourself. Don't bother wasting your time to go to Nigeria to open a business or to do anything, because you will never succeed. You will not succeed. If you are doing a business in Nigeria, the energy you put in your business in Nigeria, if you use that energy and put in your business in other part of the world, you will become a billionaire. But in Nigeria, people add a lot of effort and get nothing.
My brother, there is a reflection of light from your side. Yeah. There is a reflection of light from your side. It's making your face not too bright. I think it's also affecting myself here. I think there's a reflection is affecting your camera. So, okay, you are welcome. Let me read people's comments. You react to it. If you want to call in to contribute, this is an interaction section. No, myself and Chooks, we are not supposed to be talking. We're supposed to be listening to you people. Okenwa said Ojukwu did a very big mistake to rubbish himself by going into Nigerian politics. Then Dubem Emmanuel replied to him. He said Ojukwu has no choice rather than joining politics when he was betrayed by his own people, just like Mazina Dekano has been betrayed. So what do you have to say about this?
Well, on this very issue, I wouldn't say that Ojukwu rubbish himself. The person that used that statement is a wrong statement. Don't say Ojukwu rubbish himself. Don't say Ojukwu rubbish himself. Ojukwu is a man who likes to listen to people and is not an autocratic leader. Ojukwu is not an autocratic leader. He listens to the people. That was why before the Biafran war was fought, he consulted many people. He consulted all the people from this of the old Southeastern region, and they agreed before he went for it. Then when he came back, he was still looking for a solution. He was still looking for. Remember, he didn't just go and join politics, but he opened his own party. This ABGA you are seeing today. The ABGA you are seeing today. The intention of establishing ABGA was to make sure we have people who can be able to run the affairs of the Biafra land. That was the intention of establishing ABGA. If the politicians were sensible, if we had people who has their own masses at hand, every state in Biafra land is supposed to be governed by ABGA. Every state in Biafra land is supposed to be governed by ABGA. But because of the wickedness of the people, this is the last stage, the last step that Ojukwu took. The last step Ojukwu took to bring restructuring. That very discussion he went to make in Aburi, the Aburi discussion that they destroyed, Ojukwu was still looking for political solution. This is the same political solution I'm talking about. He was still trying to make sure that we have a better future, have a better life. Him joining him going to establish ABGA or going into politics does not mean that he forgot Biafra. He never forgot Biafra. He never forgot it. I have one of the videos where he was making campaign, where they went to ABGA went to campaign, where he was talking about Biafra. He was crying and saying, "Let my people go." Remember when he came back, he also said that I will fight again if. Ojukwu said, "I will fight again if." So Ojukwu never dropped Biafra. He never dropped Biafra struggle. He never dropped it. He never did. If Ojukwu was alive today, I am 100% sure that he's going to be speaking about Mazina Dekano.
He has never dropped the struggle of Biafra. But he was being careful about it because our people were not ready. He knew our people were not ready. Okay, look at, with all the sensitization that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done, with all the sensitization that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done today, every single child, every mother knows about Biafra issue. They have known the story. Those who didn't know the story before, who were not serious about it, everybody have the story at the tip of their finger. With all that, still, you still see some Biafran people who are stubborn, who are still bent on betraying, who are still bent on pursuing the caliphate, who are still bent on talking about one Nigeria. If a Biafran can still, on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu regime, begin to talk about Biafra, how much more during that time when Ojukwu just came back? How much more in Ojukwu time? Ojukwu, that you know, is not younger anymore. He has fought the battle for 3 years. He stood on exile. He came back. Then you don't expect him to come out openly like that and begin to do something. He was being careful, trying to follow that same political direction to make sure he restored Biafra. Abga that Ojukwu established was supposed to be a party for Biafran people. Every state in Biafran land is supposed to be Abga. If the people were sensitized very well, but that sensitization was not there. The people were still hesitating. You were still hesitating. If the Biafra land was able to be run by a one party system, if they have only one party in charge of Biafra land, the restructuring we're talking about will be easy. Every other thing will be easy. Going out of Nigeria will be easy. But as you have seen, political solution can never be a solution, but it is better than doing nothing. Instead of Dimo Jumejo, you could not participate in. Instead of him folding hand and be watching Biafran people being destroyed, he began to establish the political solution. He tried the political system. He went into the system. But when he went, as he goes into the system, he couldn't be able to win. He couldn't win. He himself knew that he's not going to win the presidency because they will never allow him. They will never allow him. Even the Biafran people were still fighting against him. Some are still having grudges against him. Some people are still having grudges against Ojukwu up to today. It needs a great sensitization, which a young man will do, not at that his age. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came into the picture to sensitize the whole Biafra. And even at that sensitization, you see what is still happening. People are still betraying. You see some idiot coming out to talk about political solution. A political solution that Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu have tried twice. Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu tried political solution twice. He was still trying it until he died. It never worked. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, we were talking about, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was once an ABGA member. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was once an ABGA member, one of the leaders of ABGA in abroad. He was promoting ABGA until he saw that there was no way there. And he began to agitate for the freedom of Biafran people. So anybody who is trying to blame Ojukwu for whatever, don't blame Ojukwu. You don't dare say that. Don't blame him. You don't blame him. He wasn't a coward. It wasn't a mistake. He cannot just fold in hand and be watching. And you don't expect him to begin to raise the Biafra flag as he came back. He was going to a direction that is available at that very moment. The only means that was available for him to continue to express his wish and continue to talk to his people was the means that he followed. His own time had gone, and now we are in the era of our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In the era of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, ask yourself, what are you doing? Ask yourself. Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu have fought for 3 years. He fought the Biafran war. He fought with his father's money. He invested his own father's money in the war. He invested his father's wealth in the war. He fought with his father's money in Biafran war. You have forgotten that his father was the richest in Nigeria then. He used his father's money to fight for Biafran war. But today, we will continue to remember him because he fought bravely until they said, no victor, no vanquish. Today, in the era of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what are you doing to make sure that Biafra is actualized? It is not time for you to begin to open mouth and blame anybody. It is not time for you to open, it is not right for anybody to open mouth and blame our hero. You don't have to blame any of our hero. But ask yourself, as an individual, what are you doing today to support Mazen Nandekano, who is the flag bearer of Biafra? What are you doing? Are you still gossiping? Are you one of those who is still listening to blackmail? Are you one of those who is still fighting against Mazen Nandekano, trying to hope on a political solution? Are you one of those who is fighting against something that is working? Ask yourself, what are you doing today to support our Sula Mazen Nandekano, who is now the flag bearer of Biafra? That is the question. What are you doing? If you are not doing anything, you better wake up and do something. You have a responsibility. Even if you're living abroad, there is something you can do. By you coming to this program and share the video, you are doing something. By you calling your family in Nigeria, telling them what is happening, you are doing something. By sensitizing people around you, you are doing something. By talking in the country where you are educating the people in your area and tell them about the story of Biafra, you are doing something. The broadcast I'm doing today, what I'm saying and what our sister Linda is doing, we are doing something. What are you doing on your own? What are you doing on your own to make sure that the plight of Biafra come to the front burner and Mazen Nandekano is not forgotten? What are you doing to make sure that Mazen Nandekano is released unconditionally? That is the question. What are you doing? Are you still sitting down complaining? Are you waiting for miracle? What are you doing? Are you fasting and praying? Which one are you doing? Ask yourself deeply within your heart. If there's nothing you are doing, you're not doing. If you're not doing anything, wake up and do something. That is the right thing. It is not right of anybody now to begin to blame our eternal leader, a hero who has fought for 3 years, invested his time, his wealth, and risked his life and everything. You don't have to blame him for anything. He did what he has to do when it was time for him to do what he did. But for today, Mazen Nandekano is the flag bearer of the Biafra struggle. What are you doing to support him? That is the question. Ask yourself that question. And if you get a true answer to that question, you'll be truthful to yourself and you will not blame anybody. You will know that the Biafra struggle is for you and I. We will free ourselves. Nobody's going to do it for us today. We are going to do it. Thank you, my sister.
Thank you, my brother, for this, for educating us. Today, nobody is calling in to contribute. Is it only Chuk Survivor and myself that will be speaking? Mazi Okenwa, you are there. Why not call and contribute? If you are watching us and you have a contribution, you have something to say, you want to educate us, please endeavor to call. If you people do not call in, then I will stop this Saturday program, because this is supposed to be interaction section where I give you opportunity to air your mind. So if nobody is calling, it simply means I should stop it. Then by now, especially this time, either I will be playing with my children or maybe I will be sleeping or watching movies. But I dedicated this day for us to interact. So endeavor to call. And my brother, Maxwell, how are you doing? I hope you are okay. And everybody that is watching. My brother, choose moving forward. This program is a very interesting and educative program. You can learn a lot, especially how you explain what transpired between Ojuku's wife and Bianca. Obiano's wife. I never knew. I have been listening to the news. Nobody took time to explain apart from this thing you said now. And I believe a lot of people got something from it. So speaking forward, now, day before yesterday, Professor Charles Soludo was inaugurated officially as the governor of Anambra State. And I listened to his speech. Wow, wonderful speech. But there's something that he said that I myself do not like. I don't know if you watch his speech, and I believe everybody that watched that speech should also understand it the way I understood, especially if you are the strong believer of Biafra. Now, do you remember that initially IPOB never wanted anybody to vote in the election, maybe because of the kind of person Mr. Charles Soludo is, or maybe because of the trust and the tarnish of the image, not allowing people to vote in the election can call. That was why they allowed people to vote, and people voted wisely. Why do I say so? Then there was a video that was trending that period. An old woman, they gave money, I don't know, 1,000 or something like that, to bribe her not to vote for Abga. But the woman rejected the money. Later, I think Obiano awarded her 1 million. So And because of this now, because of the agitation of Biafra and the preaching of Martin Mandekano, the people's eyes are now open. They now believe in truth. They now see that this APGA is, like you said, is the party for the Biafra. So that was why they came in mass. They voted, even when after the election, the Fulanis, they want to manipulate it. They want to do what they did in Imo State. And now they know that the truth is plain, and people's eyes and mind have opened that if they try what they tried in Imo State, there will be a very big problem. That is why Mr. Soludo is today governor of Anambra State. Now he knows in a democratic community or country, you should work according to the people's opinion. People's opinion matters. Now he has been elected, he appreciated everyone. He should look into the matter, look into people's opinion, find a way. The first thing I thought he would be talking about now, I know it's too early, is to be talking about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is to be talking about how we are going to achieve Biafra. I don't know if he's coming openly. I don't know if Mr. Soludo believes in Biafra, but yet the next option for him now is to be looking for a way to release the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But in his speech day before yesterday, which I took my time to listen, if you haven't listened to the speech, please go. I posted the video, was it yesterday or day before yesterday? You can listen to it so that you understand what I'm saying. Now he is saying that Biafra should stop the agitation of Biafra, that 8 million people are living in the north. How many million are living in the south? That we should come together. Which this energy people are channeling in Biafra restoration, that we should channel it to fight for one Nigeria. My brother Chuk Survivor, or anybody watching us or listening to this program outside there, do you have anything to say about this? Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. On that very issue, when it comes to Soludo inauguration and his speech, you see, it is surprising when you see people, Biafrans, who claim to be fighting for their freedom from Nigeria. All of a sudden, sometimes they wake up and they begin to do different things altogether. It's either you want your freedom or you don't want your freedom. It's either you're going for your freedom or you're not going for it. If you're not ready for freedom, you are not ready for it. If you're ready for freedom, you're ready for freedom. What the Biafran people are asking for is freedom. We're not asking for Igbo presidency. We're not asking for caliphate governor. We're not asking for Nigerian governor or any governor from Nigeria. We're not asking for that. We're not asking for that. And for anybody to begin to imagine that all of a sudden that they will have they have gotten a mediator or a messiah in Soludo. Soludo is not a messiah and will never be. Soludo is not a messiah, will never be. Soludo that you are seeing today, Soludo was part of Muhammad Buhari, late Muhammad Buhari cabinet. Soludo was one of the cabinet of late Muhammad Buhari. He's one of the cabinet. Let me tell you, Soludo as a person might be a very good man. Soludo as a person might be a very good man. But as long as Soludo have been sworn in with the Constitution of Nigeria, that same Constitution that is embedded with lies, filled with lies, that same Constitution that is filled with injustice, that same Constitution that is making sure that Biafran land is destroyed, that same Constitution that is making sure that Biafran people are being treated as third-class citizens, so long Soludo is sworn in with that Constitution, Soludo can never be different from any other governor you have seen in the past. Forget about all the grammar, all the speech or whatever he's reading. Soludo has come there to serve the caliphate. The very constitution you see there, the Constitution of Nigeria, is written for the caliphate, by the caliphate, and for the caliphate. So if you swear to uphold that constitution, of course, you have sworn to serve the British and their caliphate. That is what Soludo did. So any other thing he's saying, I'm not expecting him to support Biafra because he can never be
a governor and be supporting Biafra. He will not. Before he became the governor, after he retired as the CBN governor, I saw many videos where he was speaking up for Biafra. I saw many videos where Soludo was making intelligent statements about Biafra. He made so many intelligent statements about Biafra. Good statement. He stood up for Biafra and he spoke of Biafra. But today, as long as Soludo was sworn in with that constitution, he can never be different from any other person. If anybody is expecting any miracle, you better go and sleep. Go to your bed and sleep. Sleep hard. And this is one of the distractions they are bringing. Anytime Biafrans want to make a headway, anytime it seems that Biafra is trying to succeed, they will go and bring somebody that we will believe, somebody that they wish to confuse us. They will bring somebody who looks like a genuine person. When they bring it, then the whole tension will die down. The main role of Soludo now, the role of Soludo is making sure that every Biafran agitator is calmed down. At the beginning, you will see him. It will see me. He's walking. You will see him. First of all, you see what he said. He said that there is no more revenue collection in Biafra land. That same revenue that we are campaigning, that we will not pay revenue again. Soludo said, have given order. On his first day, he said no more collection of revenue from Motopark and all those marketplaces, that he doesn't want any collection of revenue. It's a very good statement. It will not stop us from doing what we are doing. This is a distraction, another strategy. Anytime we are making see as if something is working, but we know that the people we are up against are evil men. We are up against evil men. Politicians do not respect their words, and they are the same. How I wish Soludo is the governor in Biafra land. How I wish we have Biafra, and now Soludo is the governor of Anambra State in Biafra as a nation. He will perform miracle. He will do wonders. He will do things that are exceptionally well. But as long as Soludo swore in a constitution that they have already, they themselves opened their mouth to tell us, even Soludo himself know that the constitution of Nigeria is based on injustice. Soludo himself know that the constitution of Nigeria have made the people from the Biafra land third-class citizens. Soludo know that the constitution of Nigeria does not support any Biafran person to progress. Soludo know that the constitution of Nigeria have made it possible that the Biafra land can never succeed. The economy of Biafra now must be destroyed. The constitution of Nigeria have made it possible that we cannot be able to survive even with our own mineral resources. Soludo knows very well. He knows all these things. And he went and swore on that constitution to uphold a constitution which we did not write. A constitution that you and I did not put our signature. Our grandparents and parents did not put their signature on that very constitution. Soludo went and swore on that constitution, and now you are expecting him to go and do miracle. Every miracle you are expecting, it takes only but a phone call from Asorok. Only a phone call from Asorok, Soludo will change 360 degrees and begin to do opposite. It only needs a phone call from Sokoto Caliphate, and Soludo will begin to sing a different music. You will see him the way you are seeing a lot of things. He has started well. Since he came to the office, from the very first day, he started working. He stopped collection of revenue. He went to Ogogo. You begin to see people at Ogogo. He is on the ground, going places to places. But remember, he gave you a hint that you will support one Nigeria. A one Nigeria that is making us what we are today. He is not even talking about the restructuring. He's not talking about restructuring. Do you think that the caliphate will allow Soludo to raise fund in that very contract in Anambra State, to build Anambra State, for Anambra State to compete with Abuja and Lagos? Do you think they will allow it? Their constitution, they will always use their constitution to destroy every good plan you have for your people. And when you refuse to play their bid, they will remove you. They will remove you by all means possible, by either life or death. And you know Soludo, you are seeing so. Soludo was the former CBN governor. Soludo was the former CBN governor. Do you think that they don't have some things against him? They will have a lot against Soludo. They will have a lot of things against Soludo that they will use to manipulate him. The only strategy, the only reason, the only thing I know that they are holding, the only reason I see there, what they want is to make sure they calm the struggle. They want to calm the Biafra agitation down. That was why they allowed Soludo. They knew that Soludo have spoken up for Biafra. Soludo have been on the platform, spoken brilliantly about Biafra issue. They know. But that same Soludo was one of the cabinet member of the late Muhammad Buhari. The late Muhammad Buhari, he selected Soludo as one of his inner cabinet. He was one of them. So how do you think that anything can be different? Soludo is just a strategy to calm us down. And as we know, I have not seen a politician that is brave enough to break the chain they put around them. I have not seen anyone. If Soludo is going to do that miracle, until I see it with my eyes, until I see it with my eyes, if Soludo will be the only politician that will break the chain around him, until I see it with my eyes, but it will not make me to stop talking about the freedom of Biafra people. Every Biafran agitator, every Biafran in Biafra land, we will continue to ask for our self-determination because it's our right. Self-determination is in the Constitution of Nigeria. Self-determination is supported by international law. Self-determination is supported by African Charter law. It is not a crime. That is why there are some people now who are in the court talking about self-determination. That is the desire of every Biafran people. If Soludo wants us to trust him, let him begin to talk about self-determination for Biafran people. Let him ask for the unconditional release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Let him talk about it. We don't want any underground talk. Let him say his view about the kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If they want us to believe them, they should free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You cannot hold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in captivity and you tell me you are doing something. The next thing you will see now is trying to stop the Monday sit at home. That is the next stage. The next strategy you will see now, trying to stop the Monday sit at home. They will tell you that now you have a new governor who is willing to do something, who is willing to do it for that. Let us stop. Let us give him a chance. Let us stop. Give who a chance? Give him a chance. We have gone too far. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that we have crossed Rubicon. We cannot go back. A lot of people have died in this struggle. A lot of people have sacrificed their lives. So many people have given so many things. It is too late to go back. We cannot go back. Not now. Not now. I urge every Biafran that is watching the video, any place you're watching from, do not allow yourself to be deceived. We are fighting for our freedom. We are not fighting against Soludo. We are not standing against Soludo. We are not fighting against Soludo. We are fighting for our freedom. We are fighting against those that are fighting against us. We are fighting against the evil of the caliphate, against the Biafran people. That is what we are standing against. The fight that we are fighting is not against Soludo. It's not against anybody. If Soludo wants to work in Anambra State, let him go on and continue to do his work. Whatever he knows he can do to be able to restore Anambra State, let him go ahead and do it. But we will not stop asking for our self-determination. And we will not stop sitting at home because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu still remains in captivity. The election of Soludo and the inauguration of Soludo is not the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They are two different things. The sit at home on Monday and on Sunday is because of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It's not because of Soludo. So Soludo cannot come and try to tell us to stop the sit at home, try to tell us to stop the economic sanction. They cannot use that to play in our brain. Because that is the next strategy they will use. They will try to present him as the Messiah, as the savior of the Biafran people, the Messiah that we will be expecting. He's going to do so many things and so many things. But a phone call, one phone call will change all those things. That is what they want to give to us. And we cannot accept it anymore. They have deceived us a lot. They have deceived us a lot. Anything you see Soludo going to do today is just to make sure they calm us down. Our war is not against Soludo. Our war is to restore our freedom. And we will continue to fight for our freedom until freedom comes. Every strategy that we are holding, we continue to hold it strong. We will continue to hold it because politicians, they are the same people. They are the same people. They are putting their egg in one basket. None of them is different. They are the same people. That is why we have to stand strong. Continue to focus on our freedom and the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The power is in our hand. We, the masses, can make things right. We can make the impossible possible. We, the masses, can redeem ourselves. We can set ourselves free from this captivity. No political solution can solve the problem of the Biafran people. No political solution. It has never worked in the past, and it's not going to work today. Because there is no pointer to show us that it's going to work. If there were pointers to show us that maybe something is going to be better, something is going to be good, we will now begin to believe them. But there's no pointer yet. Until then, until when we see the pointer, then we can begin to talk differently. But for now, we are still standing for our freedom. Unconditional release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, we will continue to stand up and speak of our freedom. Thank you, my sister.
Okay, thank you, my brother, for your wonderful speech. Titus Uchechi, you are welcome to the program. Iwu Nne, welcome to the program. If you want to contribute, the line is there. Please call and tell us your opinion on what we are discussing about. My brother, moving forward, this one touches me. The deniers of court. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu filed a case against Nigerian DSS. Remember, was it last 2 months, there was an alarm by his brother who said he visited him, and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu complained to him that the DSS, they have taken his blood more than how many times? More than 21 times without giving him any results. It's just like somebody taking your blood without giving you any update. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu now filed a case against them in court for them to come and tell him, since they have been taking his blood, they should come and tell him the status of his health. But the court dismissed this case. So my brother, or you that is watching me out there, do you have anything to say about this? Can you hear me?
That is what we are saying. Yeah, I can hear you now. That is what we are saying. That is why we are always saying that you must not trust any people in this very contraption called Nigeria. You must not trust them. Don't believe on the politicians. Don't believe on the lawyers. Don't believe on their law court. Just like our Ambazina brother said, you must not hope on the court of your oppressor. The Ambazina leader said that you must not hope on the court of your oppressor to free you or to free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. We must not do that. It is our responsibility to make them know that the kingdom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is very, very expensive. Make kingdom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu costly in their hand. That is the only way you can free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It's not by we sitting back and begin to dialogue with them or begin to hope on their court. When I say that nobody can be able to free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu except the masses, that is what I mean. When we are saying that nobody can free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, even the lawyers on their own cannot free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The judges cannot free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. International community cannot free him. UK and US cannot free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody can free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu except the masses, the reaction of the masses. That's the only thing that can free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. When you see some people begin to talk about political solution, talking about the lawyers, look at it. Come on to allow Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have his medical report. His own medical report. You took blood from him to do a test. You took several times to do a test. Come on to allow him to have the result of his medical report. You have refused him. The simplest thing you can do for him, allow him to know his health condition, his own medical report. Allow him to pray. You didn't allow him. Allow him to change clothes. You didn't allow him to change clothes. Allow him to have his medical report, his own medical report. Oh. The judge could not be able to allow him to do that. The lawyers could not be able to allow him. And the worst part is that in this part, it is even the judge himself. The judge himself supported the denial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of his own medical report. And some of you are still hoping for on the court of the Janjaweed that the court will free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Want somehow that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be free. They will free him. They will just let him go. It's like some of us are joking. We are just joking. We are just joking. The caliphate, that is why the caliphate is different. I wish we can begin to act the way. I wish we can borrow that kind of mindset that the caliphate have. If we can be able to borrow leave from the caliphate, they don't forget. And then when they set their hand eye on the target, they don't look back. When the Janjaweed caliphate, when they set their eye on the target, they never look back. They focus on that and they pursue it. If they cannot be able to choose, their children will begin to pursue it. I wish that we can be able to borrow that kind of attitude from them. The assignment that was given to them by Othman Dan Fodio. Othman Dan Fodio gave them an assignment to dip their Quran into the Atlantic Ocean, to run over Nigeria. They are still pursuing that agenda up to today. Up to today, they are still pursuing that agenda. Up to today, they are still pursuing that agenda. But for us, when little thing happened, we forgot our focus and begin to look into a different thing. We begin to look at a different thing. They cannot free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They can't. These people took all the risk because they know the effect of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They know what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can do. They know what the message of Mazi Kanu, what his voice is doing to Biafran people. They went to Kenya and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu against all odds, against international law. They damned the consequence and went to Kenya and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and renditioned him to Nigeria. Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in the DSS, facing torture every day, emotional torture on a daily basis. Nobody is fighting for him. Nobody is speaking up for him. Nobody is doing anything for him. The only people who are speaking up are the masses. The masses are the only one acting on the ground, sitting at home on Sunday and on Monday, embarking on economic sanction. Only the masses. And that is what is going to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Left for your politicians and whatever you call them, they can never allow him to go. But we are going to let him go. We will force them to let him go. We will force them to let him go. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have not committed any crime known to man. He has not committed any crime known to man. He was in the UK for how many years in UK, preaching the gospel of freedom, preaching the gospel of unity from UK for more than a decade. We never had any one day that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. We never had one day that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was invited by the police. We never had that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was questioned by the police because what he was saying was the right thing. He was not just pushing a blackmail or propaganda, but everything that he was saying has base and they are reality. They can be proven. But after all this, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did. It was only in African country that they betrayed him. They sold him out, kidnapped him, an innocent man, tortured him, almost wanted to take his life. But Chukwu Okabiama said no, that they cannot take his life. And today they are still holding him. They are still holding him in DSS. Some of us are walking about, jumping from pillar to pole. Some of us are busy gossiping in our channels. Even the platform that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have given us for our own freedom, some people are standing against it. You see some people demonizing the ESN. Some people are destroying the ESN. When you call for fundraising for ESN, you see some people speaking against it, even when they know that that fund is going to ESN. Some people are speaking against it. You see some people trying to blackmail the ESN. Today, the blackmail they are bringing today is to bring a child soldier. They will bring a small child and give the child a gun and begin to claim that he's a member of ESN. When you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never support such a thing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never support any child to be a member of ESN. Child soldier. No, not in Biafra land. We have able men everywhere, strong men and women. But you see the blackmail. Every time Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is preparing to come to court, you begin to see blackmail from all angles, from all corners. They'll be bringing blackmail. The latest blackmail they are bringing now before his court is that child soldier that ESN is recruiting children. A false thing, something that you know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can never ever support. They claim he's an ESN member, a small child holding an AK-47. Blackmail against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. What has that got to do with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? ESN that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu established had their responsibility in the bushes to fight against the terrorists. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not establish ESN to fight against the police or army. He didn't establish the ESN to fight against innocent people. He established ESN to fight and defend his own people from the terrorists. And that is what they have been doing. They are in the bush. But they went and brought a small child to blackmail Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That small child is with them in the camp, holding an AK-47. A blatant lie. And who are those doing that? It's still the same Biafran people. The same people that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is trying to save. They are the same people who are providing evidence for the Janjaweed to jail Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The Janjaweed have no evidence against him. They have no proven evidence against him. The only man who has come out that is going to testify against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is still a Biafran. A Biafran. That is how damaged we are. That is the difference between the Biafran people and this caliphate. I wish we can borrow leave from the caliphate. If that is only one thing we can learn from them. All these our criminal politicians who is dining with them, that is the only one thing that you're supposed to learn from them. Learn to protect your own, no matter what happens. Learn to protect your own. But of course, they never learn good thing. All they learn is their corruption, their fraud, their stealing. That is what they go to learn. But what they are supposed to learn is to learn the good part. These Fulani people will stand for their own. It doesn't matter the crime the person commits. No matter the crime you commit, they will stand with you. Look at Abakari. Look at the way they are treating Abakari in their court. Just look at the way they are handling Abakari. Abakari in the court, you see the way they are pampering him in the court. His family, his wife are hugging him. Everybody's with him. The way they are giving him, treating him special. See the way they are handling him. His case is running like speed of fire. Already, they are going to discuss his bail. That is the next court. The next court is going to come and they're going to discuss his bail, whether to give him bail or not. But the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, for more than 9 months now, they have not even talked about bail. The case has not been had, let alone talking about bail. We never reached to the state of talking about bail after 9 months. But Abakari case, in less than 2 months, in less than a month, they are already talking about his bail. They're already talking about his bail. Just try to imagine if Abakari was a Biafran. If Abakari was to be a Biafran, no matter what he has done for that country called Nigeria, he will be in jail today. Just imagine if Abakari was a Biafran, indicted in fraud, indicted in drug, the two most dangerous things they are using to accuse Biafrans. Any place they see a drug pusher, they will say he's a Biafran person. A fraudster, they say he's a Biafran. Just imagine if Abakari was a Biafran, what will happen to him? He will be rotting in jail. He will be coming out with handcuff in his 2 legs and his hand. They will even handcuff his teeth. But you see Abakari walking majestically into the court and walking out. He will walk in and walk out. But when it comes to us, they want to hold us down and make sure they destroy us. For those of them who are seeing, who doesn't know what the wife of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going through, you saw Abakari. Abakari, his own wife was in the court. He was able to go closer to him and hear him and hug him and talk to him. He was able to see him and very close, and they are the same place there in that same court of Nigeria. But his wife fainted. His wife fainted in the last court. In the last court, I think that was last Monday. The wife of Abakari fainted in court. Now you can imagine what the wife of Asula Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going through. She cannot see her husband. She's not even anywhere close. They can't even give her access to go and see her husband. Now you can imagine what she is going through. You can imagine what he's going through. But this idiot, this caliphate cannot consider all this. An innocent man, you took away her husband. You took away an innocent man, took him away from his family. But when it comes to the case of Abba Kyari, look at the way they are handling, they are pampering him. US want him in the US. Even the Attorney General is trying to defend him. The Attorney General of the Federation even trying to cover Abba Kyari up. Trying to cover Abba Kyari up, trying to bring all manner of useless laws to cover him up. And before you know it, they will grant him bail. The extradition to US, they are forcing it, trying to stop the extradition by all means possible. Today you will hear that they have approved it. I read in the news where they say they approved the extradition. I will be extradited any moment from now. Let's see now. Let's see when they extradite him. The only time they will extradite him is that when they see that it's going to implicate every one of them. Because his case, even the Attorney General of the Federation is implicated. This is the man they have been using to destroy lives in that country called Nigeria. Abba Kyari is operating a killer squad. You see more cases are coming in. There is a new case again, a guy Abba Kyari, a Dr. Abba Kyari, where they are accusing him about 3 people that are missing. A new case against him, 3 people that are missing. And these 3 people that are missing, that they are accusing Abba Kyari, they are from the north, from northern part of the country. If Abba Kyari can be able to disappear 3 people in the north, do you know how many people he have disappeared in the south? If Abba Kyari can make 3 people disappear in the north, from a family they will know family that they are now charging him in the court. If Abba Kyari can make northerners disappear, can you imagine how many southerners Abba Kyari have disappeared? Just think towards that. Can you imagine how many people Abba Kyari have destroyed, how many lives he have destroyed in Imo State? A man that is a murderer, a man that you know that is a hired killer, a man that the government is using to take the life of people. This is a man, they call him a super cop, employed by the government to take, they gave him the right to take anybody's life they can take. And believe you me, you heard when they said they discovered a place where they were throwing, there was a video that came out when they discovered a place where they were throwing dead people in Imo State, where they dug a hole and they were throwing people, where they keep, they tell you that is kidnappers, they keep people and throw people. Those people were the people killed by Abba Kyari and dumped into those places. It is Abba Kyari boys that were killing people in Imo State, dumping them in graves, in holes where they dig. All those places you see were discovered. Abba Kyari hand is in it. Abba Kyari hand is it because that is what he's known for. His own work is to make sure he destroy anybody destroyable and then blame other people. That's what they use him for. They will use him to destroy life and blame other people. In the process of trying to blame ESN, trying to make people begin to rise against ESN, trying to people to talk against ESN, the Hopus of them employed this Abba Kyari. Employed Abba Kyari to come to Imo State. That was when Mazen Nande kind of cost him. That's when Mazen Nande kind of cost him and said that he will go home with disgrace. And after taking the life of Biafran people, today you have seen that disgrace have come. The disgrace have come upon him, upon his family. And he cannot escape it. It doesn't matter how he's trying. It doesn't matter the angle they are coming from. It doesn't matter the trick they use. He can never ever escape it. Any grammar they like, they use. Any law they like, let them use and protect him. He can never escape it. He will definitely pay for taking the life of Biafran people. He will definitely pay. That is how far lives have been destroyed in Biafra land. And that is why, if you are from the southern part of Nigeria, not only the Biafra, even our Oduduwa brothers, you must not have hope in this contraption called Nigeria. There's no need to have any hope in Nigeria. Why must you have hope? Tell me one thing you will look at now in Nigeria. Write it in the comment section. Go to the comment section. If there is anything you can look at in Nigeria, anything you can look at in Nigeria, you say, because of this thing, maybe in the next 10 years, maybe in the next 20 years, maybe in the next 50 years, Nigeria is going to be better. If you know one thing that you can use as a pointer or as a measure, write it at the comment section. Anything you can say, okay, because of this thing, maybe in the next 50 years, Nigeria is going to be better. Tell me one. Nothing. And you will still see somebody will come out boldly and say that he or she is supporting one Nigeria. He or she is promoting one Nigeria. Are you not insane? Are you not sick in your head? Are you not sick in your head? A contraption that doesn't have it. Go and check the people they are parading now, people who are going to contest. The people that are parading now, go and look. Every single one of them is coming out for presidential election. The main people now, the two parties that will know that will give them their president is APC or PDP. These are the only two parties that can give them their presidency. Their presidency, because it doesn't concern Biafran. Biafrans, we are going home. We are going home, whether they like it or not. We are going. So for them, who are there, the only people they are selected, go and check who they are selected. When you look at the record of those people, then you begin to tell me if Nigeria have a hope in the next 50 years. There's no hope anywhere. There's no plan anywhere. The only plan you see is the plan of destruction, to destroy life and property and to make sure that we remain slaves forever. The plight of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the plight of Biafran people. The plight of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the plight of Biafran. For these people to refuse Mazen Nnamdi Kanu his medical report, refusing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu his medical report, they cannot free him. Nobody can free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu except the ordinary people. The lawyers are helpless. The lawyers are helpless. No single thing that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have requested have been granted to him. His right, we are talking about his right. And in that contraption, their law says that a man is presumed innocent until proven guilty. That is what their law says. That a man is presumed innocent until proven guilty. That is what their law said. And an innocent man who has not been proven guilty anywhere, who has not been proven guilty in any law court in the planet Earth, they are holding him down against his wish, denying him all his human rights. They denied him all. No single one was respected. And you are still folding your hand, thinking that it's going to be good. It is not going to be good, and nothing is going to change until we change it. The Biafran people will change the situation. It is the Biafran people who will change the situation. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is suffering. As you're watching this video, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going through torture. Emotional torture. Emotional torture is worse than physical torture. Some of us, when we are talking about torture, you are expecting the time where they will come and tie him with rope and begin to flog him. You are expecting when they will tie him with rope and begin to flog him and begin to beat him. Emotional torture is the greatest torture you can give to a man. Emotional torture is the greatest torture that can break a man down. That is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going through every blessed day. Every day you wake up, have it at your head that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going through a torture. Pray for him. Pray for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He is praying for you and I 7 good times every day. Ask yourself, how many times are you praying for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Some of us don't even remember him in our prayers. We only remember him when we see a post. When we remember him when we see a post of his video. Make it a point of duty. Every day you wake up, say a prayer for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Go to your platform, write his name and say a prayer and post it. We must not allow them to put Mazen Nnamdi Kanu on the background. We must not allow them to make Mazen Nnamdi Kanu irrelevant. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must remain the most relevant man in Biafra land. And it is we, the Biafran people, that will make him relevant. Thank you, my sister.
Oh, thank you so much, my brother. I am really touched by the words you are saying here, by the truth you are saying. And I believe everybody watching us is also touched. You see, today people are not calling. I don't know, it's making me to feel tired. So in a short time, we are going to end the program. So my brother, we just finished talking about the court denying Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's access for DSS to give him his update. Now let's look at the last one. This is the last topic that we'll be talking today, and we'll close the program. This insecurity in the Southeast. I know a lot of people do not know what is happening in the Southeast because the videos are not allowed. Even some people are being shot when they are trying to cover an event. So there is a lot of crisis that is going on in Biafra land in the Southeast. how the police, Fulani police, how they are dealing with our people over there. My brother, I'm fully aware that you know this very much. Oh, we'll have a caller here. Okay, Mazi Okenwa, before this, my tongue will make a mistake again. Mazi Okenwa, how are you doing? I will give you opportunity to speak. You are welcome to the program. How are you doing? Please, if I
I'm
say
good, man.
Okenwa, forgive me. It's a mistake.
No,
Mazi
no, no, no.
Okenwa.
It's okay. It's okay. We're all listen. I really want to thank you, my sister. You were saying that nobody calls today. You know, sometimes like the weather just changed beautifully today, so everybody was like, you understand. So, but I'm very happy. The way, in fact, Brochus has said almost everything anybody would want to say. That's one of the things, you understand, because he's doing a very wonderful work, job, in your platform and his platform. But what I want to say, I think you are entering into the chapter before I go back to where I was. You see, anybody who believes or who believed that the first time Martin Nanikalo was released was the lawyer is a liar. Any person who is believing that Martin Nanikalo court will also release him is just deceiving himself or herself. That's the gospel truth. You see, there's one word in Sim I like using on the politicians and governors. He said, warrant governors. We don't have elected politicians. These are the people they put in there for the time they want to use them. So the thing is that what is going on like now is Obiano now. He left and EFCC grasping. That's exactly what they do. Before you go in there, they will first of all, because there's no way you will call yourself a Nigerian politician that you will not be corrupt. It's not possible. It is not possible.
Exactly.
You see, somebody like Abadibe, we are shouting, hey, look, these Fulanis are like tacticians. If you see where Messi is playing football, that's the way they play. They will start from beginning and be dribbling. Hey, Abadibe, hey, this person. You'll be shouting like Soludo now. I heard some people saying, hey, Soludo. My dear, they have written script for Soludo. That is the thing. Abaribe, what he did that made him stand out was standing a shorty for Martin Dandikalo. And if you listen, even Odus Okalo, who we look at as maybe the enemy of our struggle, if he was in the position of Abaribe, he would have still done the same thing because he had no other option. That is the thing. Let us just get it. It's not that Abaribe is an angel or he supports. Abaribe never supported what we are doing. You go and listen to all his brokers. So it's not that he says something about stop killing Igbos. Stop this. He told federal government what you are doing to the north, replicate the same thing in the southeast. That is all he has stand on. It's not about Biafra. It's not about our freedom. Who are these paying them? It's still Nigeria.
Yeah.
Fulani people are the ones paying them. So you see, hey, your paymaster, you must dance to the tune of your paymaster. And they hold compromise on these guys. They can't do beyond what they have done. And once they try it, they will face the music. And none of them will want to face the music. The worst thing that can happen to an Igbo, all these useless politicians, I'm very sorry to use that negative word on your platform. All these politicians, the worst thing that can happen to them is to stand to lose all these things they have stolen in Nigeria. And the government, you see, the Nigerian government, they know intentionally, if you stand up as an Igbo politician, the first thing they will hammer you is money. They will make sure that your bank account is filled to the brim because that's the only compromise they will hold against you. Try to do something contrary tomorrow now, they will show you there's a law that will make you be crippled forever and ever. And that is the only thing we are fighting. See, let me tell you, we have just started the journey. all this while we are preaching referendum. And referendum, I remember that those days Martin Nikalo was doing. I was there. I called him, and in that listen, I asked him that, what Ojukwu fought for, and he did not get it. It ended in political arrangement and all these things, and he failed. Then you are going into that. He answered that he is a Democrat. He is somebody who is civil. He wants to do it in this way, unless they decide not to. You see, the thing there now is that it won't work because we are Africans. You see, the world has left us. The world just, hey man, that they are not seeing what is happening. Man, these people should go, and they only come in when they know. You see, why the world is keeping quiet? Let me tell you why the world is keeping quiet. The pride of Nigeria is in Africa. I mean, the pride of Nigeria is in Biafra land. That is the pride of Nigeria. And they know that if eventually there's support, they come openly to back Nigeria. One, you know that there's this politics going on in the world. Any country that comes openly, when I mean, forget about this, their trick. Any country that comes openly to support Nigeria, you will see an opposite government from other countries that will go contrary. Then it will be, it's just like what is happening in Ukraine now. You see that Russia is gaining some sympathy from countries. Are you seeing it?
Mm-hmm.
There's some sympathy they are getting from other countries.
That's right.
It's not that sympathy they are getting from other countries. It's not because the other countries want to get their sympathy. No, because they know that there are two sides of a coin. If Russia eventually wins,
Exactly.
all these countries that is standing against them will face the wrath from Russia and their ally, which is China. Then, if Ukraine virtually win, the other people are more civilized, they will say, and all this. That is exactly the game they wouldn't play in Nigeria. The only way they want to stand out now is, you see what is happening in Biafra land now. When it escalates to a certain stage now, you see most of those countries now coming to, because they know that if Biafra finally pulls out, that is where the honey of the world is. Many will be interested. Many are thinking, right. Nigeria is in control. How are they in control? They are in control through these warrant governors and all these politicians. And that is why they are coming to say all this nonsense they are planning. You say Nigeria, we don't have any problem with Nigeria. Let me be frank with you. You know, last time I told you what my friends used to say. They say, we don't have any problem with Nigeria. Our problem is internal. And that is what made Ojukwu to crumble. It's internal. The closest people around you, those people who comes to you every morning saying, these are their problems. That is the thing. You see, and now when the politicians and the governors start seeing the heat, when they start feeling what when it is known to them that, man, we don't have any relevance, so we can't control these people, the story will change. And mind you, the story will soon change, because those coins they are paying them now, all of them are talking. This one is saying this one. That's why you see insecurity in this. We don't have any problem in the Southeast. We are so intelligent naturally, and we value life that we don't have any problem in the Southeast. The problem we have in the Southeast is the politicians were told that if you make this thing an issue, then people will criticize, no, IPOB, you do. Now they have known that all those social media judgments, no, they work. It's not working. It's not moving them. Because unknown gunmen, we don't know who unknown gunmen are. That is the truth. Even it started from our Oga, Mazina Nikalo. He started saying that he doesn't know who this unknown gunmen, and it's very clear. This unknown gunmen started after they killed a lot of people, answers this thing. So, like now,
he said it several times.
Yes. What is happening, for instance, now, let's take our mama. Can anybody who is listening to this program, can you think that some weeks ago, some months ago, it has been burning houses, burning communities, burning shops, and killing people in December one mama. So do you think that these people will just fold their arms, they will not be angry? You will tell them, hey, this is, and they will just keep quiet. It's not possible, it's not done. Even if the weakest human being, it's not done. So they should not be looking at all this. So it's not working anymore. So that is on that part of security. Because I know my sister had that program. Then the last one you discussed about the lawyers. You know, the thing there now is this our brother, as long as somebody wakes you up in the morning, more on a Sunday, cook rice and give you eat every Sunday, cook rice, give you. If that rice you enjoy it, I don't think you will like to do anything that is going to, even if you plan to do anything harmful to that person, you sometimes you have a second thought, or you use style. It's okay, look at this, and it's no more valuable. Many of these guys are in Nigerian payroll. Forget about all this they are dribbling. Lawyers this, lawyers that. Forget it. They are just there wasting our resources and wasting our time. It's a good thing, no, we have to pass through that. But let me tell you, we shall never depend on that. Do you know what happens? The force from the masses,
right.
the force from the masses will compel the judge to take a decision. Now, Mazin Nandikalu's case is no more Judge Binta Yako or Lawyer Binta Yako or whatever they call her or him. This thing is beyond them. What is happening now is that Nigeria committed a crime. And the crime they committed, they kidnapped somebody from Kenya and extraordinarily renditioned him to Nigeria. Not only extraordinarily renditioned him to Nigeria, they have filed a case and they're unable to defend their case. They have come there, they have done this, so they keep on committing crimes. Now, there is this international, we call it diplomatic discussions going on concerning Mazen Nandikalo. That's why you see some people will tell you there's something going underneath. No, what is going on is there, and is that most of these giant countries won't come to speak on behalf of Nigeria, because they know that any country that speaks in favor of Nigeria concerning Mazen Nandikalo is a culprit on that crime, which all of them in their respective countries say that here, this is a taboo. Why would you go and kidnap somebody? So that's why they are keeping quiet. And now, why you know that is the masses, the reaction from the masses is the only way that Mazen Nandikalo will be released, is because that is the only way that the world will be compelled. What actually is happening in this place? What actually? Then if somebody will tell them that they kidnapped this person, look at what happened. Then they say, why did you kidnap the person? So that is the thing. All these things they are telling you, they are this. No, all those ones is just waste of time and resources. They will keep on dribbling.
My brother, sorry, I need to ask you a question here. There's some important point you make now, so I want you to elaborate on it so that people will hear before I forget. You said there is from people's reaction or what people, the masses, will do that will determine the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Can you go in depth in this? Like, what are we supposed to do that will bring the attention of the people that can lead to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's release?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. What we suppose, the people's reaction, you know, now the world is, we do everything legitimate. Everybody knows that the only way you can hold government in any country is civil disobedience, either by massive protests. And you know that when you do protests in Biafra land, you know what it means.
No.
You understand? Now, this another way, like this sit at home now, is one of the ways. I can't say it's only. It's one of the ways, because sit at home is not going to cripple our economy. Rather, what sit at home does is that the world will be looking at. So these masses, this is what they have in mind. And since they are in unison, they are speaking with one voice. They want to sit at home as a protest because of this, that is happening. And the message will be going. That is the forces from the masses. Then another way the masses can react. For instance, there's one country, I think it's either Pakistan or I've forgotten that country. Do you know how they got their own civil disobedience? It's splitting anywhere those days, anywhere they are. Once you see those white people and all this, you'll be splitting anyhow. Splitting on the earth, just splitting. And they saw that splitting meant they can't condone it. They had to call, and the same return, they had to call their government men, we can't take. Because now the spokesperson of the masses will be asked, what actually is the problem? This our problem, leave us alone. Now, when they continue, when you talk of these people, they are very stubborn. When they talk of splitting, it's not splitting for 3 months or 6 months. They did it more than a year. Everywhere, ASU continues. Mainly now is this. No, that's the thing. So that is one of the ways. Somebody, I think in India, one of their ways is to boycott all the boycottables. Anything you know that these oppressors that's giving them leverage, you have to boycott it. That is one. So these are the ways the masses speak. Nobody, I can't tell you in a platform that I will encourage the masses to go and be facing the forces of the government of Nigeria, because there is going to be fatality unless when it rises to revolution. Because revolution is not a planned something. It's something that triggers the whole this thing. No, we don't go agree. We don't go agree. We don't go agree. We don't go agree. That is revolution. Like for instance, now, if you know about Otokoto, when the time of Otokoto, that was a revolution. That was something that made Otokoto. Even this useless man in Imo State called the Pope Uzodimma, he was part of Otokoto. He was part of them. That's when he ran. All of them. This George Obiozo, all of them are part of Otokoto. They are all part of those evil acts. But when that thing happened, all of them, the people that could escape, escaped. Then the revolution consumed some people. So that is how people speak. But let me tell you something that is trying to hamper or trying to disturb our own civil disobedience. You see, these people are very tricky, and that's why they try to get the head of this organization that Mazen Nanjikalu is leading. So when they got this head, the only civil disobedience that they know that is sit at home. They had to make that blunder. Falling off that sit at home was the highest crime DOS committed. Because if the world now, DOS should be if everybody is together now, see what will happen. DOS will be writing memo upon memo, telling the world that unless this thing is done, we will not stop. Think of it that all the election in Biafra land, maybe that Anambra election did not hold. The world will ask, why did this election? Because you are holding our leader. What did he commit? The world will ask you,
Exactly.
but the country that is holding him say this, that. You tell the world that these people kidnapped. Are you sure they kidnapped him? So they don't want it to go to that extent. That is why they first of all went to DOS and held them. You see, there are many people in their organization, because DOS, I think, is another organization operating. There are many people who are not really comfortable with what they are doing. But they can't say anything. Do you know why? Because once you say, there are many of them now who are in the very red book of Nigeria. They are seriously, I told you last time that there is an immigration grant. Now, they know that is one of the things Umahi is suffering today. Umahi did not fulfill the agreement. It's not about building all these white elephant projects. No, the agreement was to make sure that Ebonyi, they want to make Ebonyi like a Lorraine of Yoruba land. That's what they want to do. Once they get Ebonyi state, it will be easier for them to infiltrate. Already they are almost conquering Bayelsa. Do you know that? Once they infiltrate Bayelsa, then get Ebonyi, then they will expand. That is the thing. Then IPOB did not allow Mazin Nandikalu. I can't say IPOB. Mazin Nandikalu did not allow that to happen. And up to this date, Umahi could not deliver. So these are the ways people can speak. And when they speak, government are in trouble. It's not that international organizations are not listening. They are listening and they are talking. But they have not started speaking through the media. Now, what we are going to be doing, we make them. The media will come up and say, but this is getting too much. Until that, these people, their life business. Anything you do to disturb their business in your country, they will speak out. That is why they are speaking out on Russia and Ukraine now. It's just about their business interest. That's all. It's not about people they are killing them. It's just their business interest.
Right.
So that's this. If you have more questions, you ask me, my sister.
I think were you here when we started?
Thank you so much.
Okay, I have one.
I wasn't. Bro, choose if you have any question, you ask me. The little I
Okay,
know.
yeah, you can speak. Chick Survivor, you can speak. You can speak.
Yeah, I think I agree with him on his analysis. I agree with him with all he has said. I agree with him. I have been saying it in all my platforms. I always say that when it comes to the freedom of Mazin Nandekano, it is in the hand of the masses, not in the hand of any lawyer, any judge, any international community, any US or UK. It is the action of the people that will determine if Mazin Nandekano will be free or not. That is final. Anybody who is deceiving him or herself about that is just wasting time. And for somebody to begin to listen and the deception will increase. Oh, it has not ended. The deception will increase. And I want every Biafran to know that the governorship of Seludo is another deception. It's another deception. Governorship of Seludo is another. Seludo, I've seen so many videos where he was speaking out for Biafra. I have seen so many videos where he was speaking out for Biafra. I have seen so many videos where he talks about Biafra. But this same Seludo is part of the inner cabinet of Muhammad Buhari. He is one of them. And today, they have looked around and see the only person to calm the situation down. The reason why they pushed Soludo forward and presented him was to calm the situation down. You are going to see more beautiful word that he's going to use. So you have seen him. He has stopped the tax collection. Today, he's visiting all the slums in Biafra land. He will do more things, but it is a distraction. We must not stop what we are doing for the release of Martin Nandekano. Our focus is not Igbo presidency or Igbo governor. Our focus is the freedom of Biafran people. We want to be free. Self-determination is our focus. Until Martin Nandekano is released, our sit at home on Monday, on Sunday, and the economic sanction continues as usual.
Yes. So
we should not allow this very distraction.
Okay.
Soludo is their last check. It's their last check. We must have to be careful. That's all I have to say.
All right, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Let me ask you. I want to ask you a question, Mr. Okenwa. You can, Mas Okenwa, you can conclude it with this. There was something somebody wrote, and there was in a video of Mazi Nandekano I made, I think 2 days ago, on how court dismissed the file he submitted against the blood DSS collected without showing him any result. So somebody, many people in that video that was in the news, I saw it on Facebook. They were like, these people are. You see, in that news, it was mostly Hausa people that were commenting. They were happy. They said this, they were saying, the kind of word they're supposed to say. But from people from our side, we are like, Mazina and Kano can never get justice from Nigerian court. And in this live broadcast now, somebody wrote here that we should take the matter to ICS. So what do you think? But me, I don't know. I strongly believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out of that Nigerian court. But how it will happen, I don't know. I know that God is going to do something that they themselves will be confused. They wouldn't even know. After doing it, they will say, why did we do this? What happened? Why, God will create confusion among them to bring it. Or do you rather prefer what our brother said here, that the international court you are going to take this in? One thing you should know is that these people are working hand in hand with Nigerian government because of what they are benefiting from Nigerian government. You cannot take your case to your enemy. I know that in Nigeria they are doing him everything because they think that all the power belongs to him. But taking the issue to the international court, is it not the same people that is supporting Nigeria? Are they not the ones that are going to treat this good? What do you have to say?
All right, thank you, my sister. What I have to say, you see, why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not only a leader, is a spiritual leader. Because this question, he has answered it. There was a broadcast he made. He said that he went to UN Parliament stuff, and anytime he goes, he starts discussing how Nigeria is killing their people, how everything is happening, how we want to be freed, how they are this. One of the days, somebody, I don't want to mention the country because most of those countries now are on a serious alert. They are having issues among themselves. Very soon, you see, they will continue having issues with their own people because of Biafra. You see, the man told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you are passing through this thing, what are you doing? What are you doing? You see, the
Exactly.
world, everybody has problem. There's no country that has no issue. So you don't expect any country to leave what they are doing to come to face your destiny. Means that you are not worthy to be a country. That's the truth of the matter. I am calling from United States of America. Go through the United States, they will tell you certain things. That's one thing I found out, that most Black Americans here in our working areas, they don't feel comfortable with we Black Africans. I asked one of my friends who is a white and an elderly man. He said, I have noticed this thing, not one, not two. Many is very rampant. They are not happy. Sometimes they seem to give us a physical, challenge, verbal challenge. The man started laughing. He said that I'm not the first person I asked him this question, but he has made inquiries. But the inquiries says that he asked also a Black person who is better refined. He said that the people, they are not happy with us because they say that we sold them to slavery. And it's generational. So what I'm trying to let you know is that all of them, everybody has problem to solve. What you are saying about go to even any ICC, my dear, justice will come. Then what type of justice do you want? You ask yourself, what type of justice do you want? No branch of international this thing will start up to say, Biafra, they are dealing with you. You people should go. There is not done. They can never do that. They can never do that. Because if they try it, if you read all their listing, you know that it's only when you start up. That's why the man told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what are you doing? It's only when you are doing something that the world will say, this is getting too much. What is happening? They will pretend as if they are not hearing now, but then they will ask you a question as if they are innocent. What is happening? So that is the answer to the question, my sister. You see, it's only when you, and another thing is that we should also, I like taking words from wise men. The words I'm taking from wise men is the Ambazonia second in command, Cho Ayoba. He says something. Why do you believe in the court of your oppressor? Why do you believe in the process of your oppressor? What it means that they will be driving you as if you are going to your destination. Midway, they will just move to where it will suit them, and you'll be stranded. So that is, if you really want freedom, there are people, there are people that agitate for political solution. What is the problems they have with Mazin Nanikal is that they have really seen that this man doesn't want anything like, come, let us discuss political solution. It's either you give us a referendum, but he is on. I think now the agitation has gone past referendum now. It's now liberation. And which is more dangerous for Nigeria, because now there is no room for negotiation again. And if we want us to talk, bring out Mazin Nandikalo in sound health, body, and soul. He will come and talk to his people. Now, this is either I want a referendum or let my people go. So we shouldn't be deceived by all these, like April now, they say, you see them, they will be, all those words, umpompo from lawyers, even if they like, let them get 10 SAN from Nigeria, 100 SAN. No SAN in Nigeria, as long as you are what do you call it, senior advocate of Nigeria. You remember, you are under that name, Nigeria, and you are telling people that they forget about it. What the lawyers are doing in the court is not what we are looking at. That's why Barrister Jofo, the time he shot himself on the leg was when he opened his mouth to move into the IPOB politics, telling people, knowing very well that people are not happy with DOS because of calling off sit at home and other things, encouraging people to go and be listening to. That is when he shot himself on the leg. Well, everybody knows that they are making their money, they are representing, they are doing, they should continue. No problem. It's a normal process, because all those things also count. Because when people ask you, what's the problem? Okay, have you taken to this? Say, yes, we've gone to court. And look at, yes, they are normal process, they count, but it is not going to give us our freedom. It will never give us our freedom. Because if it will give us our freedom, the first thing they would have done is the military invasion in Biafra land should have stopped. That is the first thing they would have done. As long as that they are doing that provocative step, it's very, very provocative. And whatever is happening now is, they planned it in a way, they feel that burning people's houses, killing people anyhow and all this, we put fear in the masses for them to withdraw. And they don't read history. They don't know that when you go to a fire that is burning and you feel that you will take anyhow water to quench it, you are even increasing it. The more you pour that water, remember, water contains hydrogen and oxygen. And all this, during the process of combustion, it can support combustion. So that is the problem. That is why even the fire service, when they use water to quench fire, they use special water. The treated water, know that they will listen. So what they are doing is they are provoking people to make sure that people will be put under fear and all this. And now they are helpless. It didn't work. Now what they want to use, that's why I said I want to come to Soludo's case. They allowed Soludo's election. It's not that if they want to rig it, they will not rig it. They allowed that election because of what you just heard, what is happening, and what will happen also. Because they feel that 1 or 2 times we have a soft spot for Soludo. That's why Abaribe is warming up for Abia State governorship election. And there is one man in Imo State, I will not call his name, on air, but I have sent a message to him. That man speaks so much about Biafra. Hey, every time, hey, you allow us to go. Instead of you dealing us with it, you allow us. He keeps on saying Biafra. They are not saying this thing because they like what we are doing. They are saying this thing because it's a grand plan. Anything Fulani wants to do in the next 10 years, they have started today to plan it. That's the thing. So when you see somebody who is against you and started clapping for you, my dear, you have to really watch your back very, very well. That is one of the reasons somebody was telling me about Mazi Simon Ekpa. He said that guy is very intelligent. His intelligence is leading him so far. The guy, anything you say, if you tell him good morning, he will analyze that good morning for you. If you tell him good afternoon, he will analyze that good afternoon for you. And that analysis is very, very, very dangerous to the camp of the enemy. Because what it means, you see our people, if our brothers in the DOS really wanted this freedom, they would have allowed that guy in the Biafra. Because when he goes into all this, they watch video. Hey,
Yes.
look at what Soluto said. Hey, why would they Soluto? They will laugh over it, and people will call. The program will end. But Simon Ekpa will go there and give it a different analysis, and you man will be say, that's true. Like when, for instance, now, like when Martin Nandikalo was coming out with one cloth, most people believe that Martin Nandikalo just decided to. It was Simon Ekpa that gave this analysis that everybody knew that is it the way he's going? Okay, that's true, until he started coming into manifestation. Then why can't we encourage such talent so that we get this freedom? Why can't we encourage him? Just for him to go there, even if it's once in a week. If Mazi Simon Ekpa had been in Radio Biafra, God forbid he wasn't there anyway, because it would have been a blunder. If he was there to do the same work he's doing today, do one or two analysis to Biafrans, everybody can win. People will get sense.
Honestly.
People will know that, working in the intelligence division of a military, not be the Nigerian military. There are people in the military that what they do is that they wake up in the morning, they will go there and be analyzing, like about president of Ukraine, Russia. Somebody will be just, I give you 1 month to be analyzing this man. They will just be there analyzing him, everything he said. So that guy is very intelligent. And our own is that if we should allow envy and listen to what he's doing justice to certain things. So on that note, I want to encourage Biafrans. Please, I want to encourage Biafrans. You have to, what we are saying is that you have to have wisdom. There's one musician that sang something about Akonuche. I've forgotten that this thing. That musician is supposed to release something about Akonuche. We're supposed to be wise. Not everybody that comes to you and tell you certain things about what we are doing that you will believe. Listen to them. Soludo is playing a script. One now, he knows that he has some issues, and they know that they will bring out your file from the EXP0S and drop for you on this thing and show you that, man, this is your case. So it depends on you. Anyhow you want it to go, that one concern you. They will allow you to go. That's why, very soon now, the former governor of Anambra State will come out and will tell you, no, they didn't arrest me. I wasn't in the cell. And this is because now what they are doing is that they are establishing all his cases. Now, when they get all his case, now they will drop it on the desk. Then they will reach to agreement. And that is what they call political solution. When they get all these things, they will give him a political solution. Do you want us to proceed to jail you, or do you want to do this task? Before you know it now, that Obiano now will come out now and say he wants to be a senator in 2023. Mark it. Because they know he has a task he still wants to do for them. And once they have his file, all the politicians, that's all they do. And that is why there's no, let me tell you, let me leak one secret for us today. There is no state in Biafra land that has no Fulani commissioner or top official in their government. It's not possible. There is no government. Those that told you and those that did not tell you. There are many of them, and these people are the same thing they are doing to the federal level. They are also doing it at the state level. If you want to survive it, okay. Look at your file. Enjoy as you want. But this is what you have to do for us. That is what we must know, that this, we shouldn't be bothered so much about what Nigeria is doing and all this. These brothers and sisters you called who are among us are the problem. Never you believe any politician. Don't believe any pastor or preacher, except few of them. Don't believe any, even reverend father or bishop. I think the other day, what Mazi this thing, I don't know, say, I want na you for Enugu get maybe one work a now, and all these things. All these things they are doing, don't believe them. They are using, you know. Let me tell us another thing. Church is a useful tool for an enemy to conquer any country. There is one film I want to recommend to us. The film is a Turkish film. The name is Resurrection. It's a Turkish film. If you watch that film, it's a series. It will take you days, but you will enjoy it. That's where you know how Fulanis operate. And that film, the name is Resurrection. In that film, you will see how they conquer communities, how they use your government, they use your church to conquer. Even, let me tell you, a Fulani man can decide to be a Kandi priest, and they post him to Enugu, and you'll be rejoicing, hey, Muslim is converted to Christianity. Hey, and all this. You'll be smiling. You don't know that he is a tool for conqueror. You don't know. You'll be posting to Abia State. Hey, oh, yeah, we have many Fulanis. We have many Northerners who are now, yes, they are dissipated. Most of them are deliberately decamped. They pretend and went through that and became Catholic priests and became pastors. And these people are tools. That is when this time like this, they will be using them to bring the souls of people so down. So down, you will not know. When the real men of God from that land and when the real priests from that land are preaching, the other ones, because they have the political backup, will suppressing them. So you will have to use their wisdom. Wisdom, upon uche. That is what I want to tell Biafrans. We have to be very careful. Don't believe them. Church is a tool they want to use to destroy us. Church is a tool they want to use to destroy us. Church is a tool they want to use to destroy us. This is the third time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother. We are coming to the ending of this program. My children are back, and I think they need my attention now. Thank you, my brother. Okay, well, I really appreciate your lectures and the educative words you uttered today. So, my brother Chooks, I don't know if you have anything to say within 2 minutes. We'll call it a day.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you, Biafrans, anywhere you're watching from. I appreciate everybody who has followed the program from the beginning to the end. I say, may Chukwu guide and protect all of us. My advice for Biafrans is to remain focused. We must remain focused and continue to pursue that which is right. Our destination is freedom. We are not looking for Igbo presidency. We are not looking for any governorship. What we are looking for is freedom. That is our destination. Any road that is going to lead us to freedom. If you want to follow the shortcut, you want to follow the long cut, follow it and let your target be freedom. Thank you, and may Chukwu guide and protect every one of us and protect our Sulamaz and Dandikano at the same time. Thank you, I remember this.
In this regard,
see you next Saturday.
I will say thank you so much, my brother, for your time. It's not easy for you to leave everything to entertain this program. And I want to also use opportunity to thank everybody that have joined us. Dubem Emmanuel, I really appreciate you. You are a darling. I don't know you. May God Almighty bless you. And I want to appreciate everybody. If you haven't shared this program to your platform, either WhatsApp, Facebook, share it. This is an educational program that will help enlighten our people. And the lovers of Mazina de Kano, I appreciate you all. I call it a day. If it is your first time of meeting this platform, this is Linda's TV show, where we'll bring you news about Biafra struggle and what is happening in Biafra land. Sometimes I bring you Akikowa. Some of you said you guys like the Akikowa, but when I said it 2 times, ọ na-eleghịzi ya, m na-mgbanyụ n'ọkụ. Ọ bụrụ na ị laikiri akụkọ ụgha ahụ bụ eziokwu anyị na-ekwu, idere m na vidio a ka maa na ịfụrụ ya n'anya. Ọ bụrụ na ịmakwa na akụ akụkọ ụgha nke bụ eziokwu, ịma asị na njakịrị ka eji agwa nwoke ihe ọwụ. Ọ bụrụ na ị laikiri ịma eme akụkọ ụgha ahụ, ịma asụ Igbo, anya chọrọ onye ga na-asụ ọ na-etinye oyibo na ya. Ọ bụrụ na ịma ya asụ, biko ime ya isendọra m ya. Ọ bụrụ na ịma ya asụ, dere m na kọmentị, m enye gị nọmba ị ga-eji mee ya, isendọra m ya, ntinye ya ebe a, ndị be anyị ege. Anyị na-epromotu asụsụ anyị na-eme ka asụsụ anyị na-aga n'ihu. Ihe na-emezi ugbo ọzọkwa ofu ihe nji like Soludo ine ya anya na interview ya niile, enwere vidio ya m ga-etinye na mgbede a. Ine ya anya, ọ na-asụ asụsụ Igbo, ọ da-asụ oyibo, ọ da-join oyibo, ọ na-asụ asụsụ Igbo. Ka ị na-asụ asụsụ Igbo, ị na-epromote asụsụ Igbo n'obodo anyị na-akpọ Germany, ọ bụrụ na ha daa n'oyibo, ị na-asụrụ German oyibo, ọ ya ha tụpụrụ gị ọnụ ọntị ịsụ asụsụ be ha. Ị na-asụgodo ya mee mistake, ọ ga-akọrekt gị. So ebe ọbụla ị nọ na-asụ asụsụ Igbo, na-ekuziri ụmụ gị asụsụ Igbo, na-epromo asụsụ be ka ọ ga-abụ na Biafra bịa, ndị mmadụ amarụ na anyị nọkwa. Ugwoberu onye si nke si be ya ebe na nkwu akwazi na anyị mana a na-asụ ugwoberu onye si nke si ibe ya ebu na nkwukwa ya, mana kịta asị m so nkwu akwazi na onye si na ibe ya ha dị ndụ, onye si na ya ha dị ndụ ụfụ gị, onye si na ndị ume ị na-ekwu aya ha na ikwesịghị ikwu ume ị na-ekwu, onye si na ikwesịghị ịdị ndụ, onye ahụ na onwe ya nawa. Onye chiri nke o chiri ya zero, ichiri ọzọ zero, ichiri nze zero. Nke ọbụla i chiri ya gọziere gị, ka ụbọchị mara anyị niile mma. Ndị be anyị ndewo na anyị akwụsị ebe a. Python that's one, Python that's two, a Python that's a three. Una pulling Python that's one, Python that's two, a Python that's a three. Una pulling Mande bo onye ndu akọ o meriwo na mmezu Abakari na Buhari Onapụghị mmeri na ndị Python dance one, Python dance two, na Python dance three. Onapụghị mmeri na ndị Python dance one, Python dance two, na Python dance three. Ndị be anyị ka ọ dịbanụ